Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mahmoud Akbar Afridi, and today we would be talking about report writing. As I have told you yesterday, that report writing do comes in the directed writing of paper 2 for the code of 1123. It is a necessary, it is compulsory question, you didn't have a choice. Report writing is like when you gives a report of something to some specific people, that could be your teachers, the any government handled authority, or even private authorities, or any kind of organizations, and you might be telling them about some specific scenarios or situations that had been taking place, or some specific issue that had been um, that is being faced by the people of some specific place, and you are writing to the heads of that place, that how should you attend and how should you tackle this issue, so that it could help us and make our problems easy. Okay. So first of all, reports in our daily life. People who work in a government department, for the police or the armed forces, in business or in almost any other field, have to make reports every day, week or month. Here are some common examples. And yes, this is reality. Whoever works in any sector, whether formal or informal, they have to present their reports to their head, so that the system of any business or of any government authority or any private organization could be run smoothly. Even though in your school you could judge that the junior teachers always do report the senior teachers about the problems faced by them or by their students. Teachers have to make reports on students, new note, the textbooks, syllabuses, equipments, accidents in school, trainee teachers, and so on. And this is what I told you, like they have to give the report of the teachers they are giving training to, or any fight that had been broken out between the students. Now, policemen have to make report on traffic accident, thefts and robberies, family quarrels, properties lost or found, complaints from the public, gambling offenses, and so on. This would like usually reports are helpful in such authorities and organizations, so that they could like give whenever, so that they could give reports to the public, so that they could see that how is their country running. Like in nowadays you could see, you could found on many websites that the situation about pollution in all over the world, how many accidents do take place in the world. So all of them are the analysis that are done by some people, who are being that specific people who do write these analyses and fed into computers or something. So these reports are like presented by some lower people who are there on the you could say on during the accident. Okay, businessmen have to make reports on employees, competitors, new goods, damage to goods, loss through fire or theft, a site for a factory or a new branch, any unusual profit or loss, and so on. And as I told you, why is this written? So that the so that we could look after that. What improvements do we need to work on? According to legend, Julius Caesar sent a very short report back to the Senate at Rome when he was fighting in Gaul, modern France. He said, I came, I saw, I conquered. Most modern governments would expect a longer report. Yes. So this is how some people do write very short reports, whilst some write very long. But the one who write shorts are the summary of what they had done or what they have seen. But nowadays, as the world is getting improved, so more in most of the cases you have to explain your things. So the subject which you presents, which you gives, is the summary of what you are writing, or you could even say the theme of what you would be writing in the whole report. Okay, common factors. A report can be a few lines or long or can consist of hundreds of pages. As I said, all reports must contain this information. So some specific type of information is there that every report must do have. Who write the report? Like you have to mention yourself, what is your like position. If for example you are writing a report in your school, so you have to say your class, what is your role in the school. You might be a proctor, peace angel, or even the head boy. So such, who the report is for whom are you writing the report. Like it could be for the principal to the coordinator, because the issue matters. If it's a bigger issue, so you have to go for a bigger authority, for a bigger authoritative, so that he could manage, or he or she could manage what it is about. You should write this in your subject. As I told you, the date, that when does this specific thing has taken place, so that it could be judged. People who write reports must know the difference between facts and opinions. This is the most important things, facts and opinions. You have to like focus on it. They must make sure that their facts are correct and in the right order. You when at the time when you are writing, you do have the control over what you are writing. So always be careful with that. You shall not make any wrong writings, because like the CIE checkers, they make sure that your writing should be like, it should be a little realistic, not should be very dramatic, that it could not be even judged. A report nearly always has a heading. It has subheadings and numbered paragraphs. It may include an appendix or several appendices. It may include maps, diagrams, photographs, or other materials. So I think this is in very, like you are writing a report on very large scale. In our papers, which we write in our English papers, so it is like very normal. We don't have to make maps or any drawings, or we haven't to even prefer towards the geography of the place. A report may contain no detail or many detail, depending upon the circumstances. But usually, in our case, when we are writing report in our exam, so we have to be like in the mid. We have not to go in very detail, or if we are going into very detail, so like if we are discussing five issues, instead we should discuss three issues. But always be careful with your word limit, because sometimes if you would exceed the word limit, or if it would not reach the word limit, like it would be, the words would be less than the required words, then it could make an issue for you. Okay, so now what is the format? It could be maybe like a letter or a part of a letter. It may be a separate document set with a covering letter. This is how do you send it. And so there isn't anything more in this report writing which you could say like isn't is very difficult. So this is how report writing is written. And the last thing that I would tell you is that report writing is always very formal, because as I told you, if you are you might write that to a police officer, your principal, your teacher, your coordinator. So it is to a person who had the authority. So you have always to write it in a very formal way. Thank you.